Now that we had the word today, we need to set some realistic goals. Yeah? So, what are we doing today to become the best, highest, and greatest versions of ourselves? Apart from declaring the word and affirming positivity over our lives, what are we doing to put in motion um, where we see ourselves, where we desire to be, where we have worked hard to be? What are we doing? What are we doing today to align, divinely align with the greatness that we have anticipated for ourselves? So, I want to talk about how we need to set some order. All right, and this is just being real, okay? We declare that we are a need based business, that we are prospering financially, abundantly, and numerically, and overflowing in all areas of our lives for the betterment of our lives, right? We've been declaring that this week, last week, the week before. But what are we doing to physically align that action with that affirmation or declaration? This means that if we want to come into abundance and live an abundant life now, we have to not only operate as though it is and already so, but we have to operate in a space of accountability and responsibility. And we don't usually talk about that because we are big on declarations, affirmations, but we have to do the work. And so today I want to encourage you in this. Get your affairs in order. And I know when we say get your affairs in order, most of us are talking spiritually, getting our houses in order, getting our lives right. Yeah, I mean that, but I mean more than that. Or I should say, that also includes how we manage our lives, how we manage our daily affairs, how we manage our portion. If we want to be in a space of abundance, are we a good steward of money? How are we managing money? Do we have the wisdom to manage lump sums of money? Do we have the wisdom to manage small portions of money? How we're distributing money? How we're using it, and for what reason and for what time? These are some things we need to think about, and I believe they are kingdom principles. I will get some word to align with what I'm speaking, but this is what insight and awareness and revelation and clarity that I'm receiving. And so, if we want to live an abundant life now, we have to act like we are abundant already. And so people who are living an abundant life now and having an abundance of money and opportunity, in order to maintain a lifestyle of abundance, they have to be disciplined enough to manage very well so that they can maintain their abundance, so they can sustain their abundance, so they can continue to overflow in all areas of life. And so that's where I desire to be. So it's one thing to ask and speak and declare abundance, but then once receiving the abundance, if we don't manage it well and properly care for it well, then we won't have abundance. Abundance is a state of mind. We have to be abundant up here and in here. Then we'll be abundant here. Okay? Then we will see the fruit of our labor, which is operating in excellence, right? So we've been declaring abundance. So I want you to take an assessment today over your life and begin to write on paper, which I don't have my journal here, but we're going to take an assessment and we're going to write down areas in our lives that we are lacking, areas of our lives where we are mismanaging. Yes, because abundance is not just money, okay? It could be abundance of love. It could be abundance of peace. It could be abundance of health. It could be abundance of opportunities. It could be an expansion of family. So areas in your life that you are lacking, areas of your life that you're mismanaging, areas of your life that you need more accountability. Okay, Blue Fly. And we're going to write it down, and we're going to take accountability. And we're going to create some action plans over what we have been lacking in accountability and mismanagement. I want you to think about your finances and where you desire to be. If you desire to be a homeowner or a business owner, you have to ask yourself, am I a good steward over what I am managing now? Am I managing my money well? Am I managing my time well? Am I managing my relationships in a spirit of excellence? Because if you're not, I believe that God will not allow you to be a recipient of or have the leadership to manage people and business if you are not managing your life well. So we are believing God for more. We're believing God to be more, to do more, to have more, to see more. But we have to be realistic and take accountability and say, God, I have not managed my portion well. God, I have not managed my finances well. I've been irresponsible. I've been impulsive. I have done things based on feelings and not based on logic or wisdom or need. And I apologize that I have mismanaged. I apologize that I have fallen short and I have not taken accountability, whether it be money, whether it be relationships, whether it be position. And now I'm asking you to give me something that you can allow me to prove my worth in. Give me something, even if you start out small, that I can manage with excellence, that you can trust me in. Because the Bible says, when much is given, much more is required of you. So God isn't going to give you much more, knowing that it's more required of you. And if you're not doing this much now, He's not going to give you this much. So let's take an assessment. Let's write down a list of things that we need to manage. Okay, I need to start paying my bills on time. Yeah, I want these, Louboutins. Yeah, I want, this Gucci bag. Yeah, I want to put a down payment or deposit on a trip and a down payment on a luxury car, or I want to do something that make myself feel good. That's good. That's good. However, let's pay our bills on time. Let's commit to paying our bills on time. And even if we have a limited amount of money to go around, we are going to commit to being honest, communicating, and doing what we know we can. When the bill is due, even if you don't have the full amount, pay half, pay a portion, pay something, and then communicate your action plan where you're going to pay the balance. We want to show God that He can trust us with much, okay? When it comes to your relationships, you have to be in a healthy space to be able to be a good manager over what God is giving you in your relationship. How you communicate, how you effectively communicate, how you express yourself, how you manage challenges and disagreements and dispute, how you love unconditional and abundantly, how you give of yourself, how fruitful you are in your relationships with other people. So we want to be a good stewardess or a good steward over managing our portion. I hope this makes sense, all right? This just dropped on me. So I'm going to end this. I'm at the 10-minute mark, but we are declaring I am living an abundant life now. I believe and I receive it now. But we have work to do. We have to do our part, okay? When much is given, much more is required of you. I hope this helps. If it does, tag a friend and say, girl, or oh boy, let's get it together. Let's pay them bills on time. Let's stop spending and being frivolous with money. Let's stop doing this. Who do we have to prove? Who do we have to show off for? Who do we have to? We're not doing this for the gram. We're not doing this for Facebook. We're not doing this for YouTube. No, we are doing this in real life, in real time, because we want to live an abundantly blessed life. And in order to do that, we have to do things decently and in order. So before we get much, we have to see how we're managing our portion. Start at home. Start with your own family. Start with your money and where you are. Write it down. Take an assessment. And begin to create an action plan to resolve those disputes and resolve those things in your life, even if it's just to create the balance. Get it to the point where you can manage it well. You're not overwhelmed. You haven't overspent. You're not overexhausting yourself. You are managing it well. And then, once you are trusted with what you have, God will give you much more. Got it? All right. Be well.